What's going on, guys? Welcome again to another edition of Twisted Vapour. Hope you are all enjoying your day. So today we're looking at a really nice little pod kit today, one that I have actually been dying to show you a lot. And it's this. This is the Lost Vape Orion pod kit. Yes, Lost Vape has finally got into the game of making pod kits. So, is it any good? Let's dive down into the box and we'll find out together. Okay then, guys, let's take an up close and personal look then at the brand new Lost Vape Orion. Lost Vape's first attempt at making a pod kit. So as you can see, guys, it doesn't turn up in the usual Lost Vape style of box. We have got a very simple generic little green box here instead of the usual extravagant boxes we are used to seeing with Lost Vape products. So as you can see, it does say Orion right at the top there. We do get a little picture of the actual pod kit there, as you can see. Usual TPD warnings there along the bottom. Along the side then, we do have the replay function there. As you can see, we've also got a little slogan at the bottom there. At the top, we have Lost Vape. Along the side then, we have Orion, and again, powered by the Evolve DNA Go chipset. That's the new DNA that they have in this little thing. At the bottom then, we also have Lost Vape, and on the underside, guys, we do of course get the content of the box, including the social media links there as well, and our colour. As you see, I went for silver and ocean scallop. And again, at the very bottom there, we have some more TPD warnings. So let's just get into this little box then. We just give it a little shake there, help the box out a bit. And there we go. As you can see then, there is the Lost Vape Orion sat in all her glory. Unfortunately, she is in a really quite tacky bit of plastic. Don't know why Lost Vape went with that idea. If you ask me, that is a very, very cheap and tacky option by Lost Vape, so I don't know why they did that. But yeah, it does come in that. There is our little pod. Now obviously yours will not be filled with e-liquid. Mine is, as I have been using this now for the best part of a week. So mine has got e-liquid in, but yours will not. So we'll have a little look at this in more detail in a moment. First of all, let's have a little look inside the actual box then. So as you can see, we do get our two replacement pods there in that little box there. And in this little side here, you will see you do get a very nice braided USB/firmware update charger, and you'll also get a very nice Lost Vape Orion lanyard. So very, very nice little things in the box there. Check out our little extra pods then. So if we turn the box around, you can see that they are both stainless steel. They both use organic cotton. They both hold around 3 mils of e-liquid, and they are both used for mouth to lung and direct lung as well. One is 0.25 ohms and the other is a 0.5 ohm. Now the one that's on top of the actual pod, it's on top of the actual pod kit itself, guys, is another 0.25 ohm. So you're getting two 0.25s and one 0.5. So yeah, I have used the little 0.5 ohm pod. Now they're calling that their flavour pod. That's more for mouth to lung. I have used it a little bit. Wasn't really quite my cup of tea. I found the draw to be rather tight and the flavour to be really good, but the vapour production not to be all that, if I'm honest. So I've personally been using the 0.25 ohm a lot more, and that is the one that I have been thoroughly enjoying, and that is also the one that we'll be using today in today's review. As you can see, all these pods are compatible with your nicotine based juices as well as your nic salt. So very, very nice, very nice. If you take this out of the box, then we'll be able to actually look, see how they are actually packaged. And they are packaged rather nicely, as you can kind of gather, guys. It is Lost Vape. As you can see, they are in a nice little sealed packet there. Very, very nice indeed. So, that's all that out of the road. Let's take a look at this then. This is the Lost Vape Orion. And doesn't she look absolutely fantastic? So first things first, guys, let's get some sizes, some measurements, and all the usual doohickeys out of the way first. So what we'll do is we'll just get the scales here, give it a quick clean full of all dust, and if we just zero this out, there we go, we can see exactly then how much this lovely little pod kit actually weighs. It weighs 90 grams, guys. It is so unbelievably light. It's a nice little pod kit. 90 grams is all she weighs. What's she saying in terms of sizes? just get the calipers here, we'll zero this out. So, side to side, you are looking at 37.16. Top to bottom, you are looking at 76.6059. And thickness, we are looking at 13.62. And that's it, guys. There are our sizes and our measurements. So let's go over the actual pod itself then. As you can see, we do have a non-removable 510 style drip tip with adjustable airflow. Guys, I've been saying it a long time, pods need to have adjustable airflow. Well, we've got it now. We've finally got it. So, Lost Vape Orion there, done that for us. We have got fully adjustable airflow, as you can see. We can adjust that down to a really super tight mouth to lung draw, or we can have it nice and super open for our full direct lung draw. The pod itself is made from a food grade material, so it is food grade plastic there. We do have zinc alloy framework going on all the way around. Very nice, as you can see. There's our nice little ocean scallop there. Very pretty, as you can see there. Depending on which way we shine it, depends on the color combination we're getting inside of that little picture there. Very nice. Absolutely love this, really do. On the top then, we also got our top fill, and it's a simple little screw. We just unscrew the top there like so. And as you can see, we do have super nice threading, and we also have a nice thick O-ring there along the top, keeping all the juice inside. Nice big open hole at the top there, so we can simply easily fit in virtually most style or size bottles. We don't have to worry about using little 10ml style bottles, so we can use pretty much any size bottle in this. It'll fit. It doesn't really make a difference. We just screw this back on like so, and that is that in place there. Now, she does house a 950 milliamp battery. The battery itself will last you about 3/4 of the day, if not a whole day, depending on how much you vape on it. It does support a 1 amp charge through our little charging port down here at the base of this lovely little secret door, as you can see. So we do have a 1 amp charge in this, and it charges fully within 45 minutes. So very quick on that 1 amp actually. As you can see, we also have some battery venting there along the bottom of the mod. Very nice. We have our mode button, we have our fire button, and we have our little locking slider here. We just pull that like that. The pod will just pop out like so. To put your fresh pod in, you just simply go in from the back first, pull down your little lever, and there you go, she's in place, and that will not come off, nor will it fall off or anything like that. That is a very nice locking mechanism. Now, that won't undo itself when it's in your pocket either. It won't rub up against anything and unlock. It just simply won't do that. You have to literally push it in, pull it down, and then pop it off. As you can see, it is a spring loaded switch anyway, so it will not just slide open on its own, guys, so do not worry about that at all. It is a very nice, good, solid locking mechanism. The fire button, so we do have a lovely little centered fire button there. Very nice little fire button indeed. It's Lost Vape, guys, so obviously build quality is going to be of the utmost, of the best, really, is going to be the utmost. So 5 clicks to switch it on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are now on. If we just give it a little fire, you can see we are now on. Down at the bottom, we do have our little mode button. If we give it a little click, we go 1, 2. We see we are in white. Now, white is the lowest set, is its lowest setting. If we give it 2 more little clicks, 1, 2. We are now in blue. Blue is its medium sort of setting, so like mid-range sort of a vape. And if we give it 2 more clicks, 1, 2, we are now in its maximum setting. Now, its maximum setting, you're firing roughly around about 30-35 watts, although it does say on its website that it can go up to 40. So, not bad. You are still firing a lot more than any other standard little pod. This is the standard little pod. This is no comparison to this at all, basically. So this does fire a lot better than any other normal pod anyway, so you are getting quite a lot of power there for your pod. And if we want to go into replay, guys, we simply have our little vape, and we think, okay, we really enjoy that one. So all we have to do is press and hold our mode button in, and there we go. We are now in replay. So that replay function then, guys, is pretty much the same as the big boys on the 250Cs. It's the exact same. You will still get that same exact same favoured vape that you just had before you set your replay. You won't get any dry hits. It'll prolong the life of your coil as well as the pod. So yeah, you're getting the most out of it if you are going to use it in its replay function. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. To get back out of replay, we just simply hold that button in again, and then it will switch back down to the previous setting that you had before. Now, if you want to check your battery level on this, guys, we just simply get to the fire button here, and we give it 2 clicks, 1, 2. As you can see, it is flowing up green, which is telling me that it is fully charged. Once it's about midway down its battery, it will turn like a yellow colour, and obviously when it's low, it will turn red. So there you go, that is the Lost Vape Orion pod kit. A very, very nice, well made, fancy little piece of kit there that does a lot more than any other pod kit out there. So how does it actually vape then? So let's take this back up top, we'll give it a vape, we'll do our pros and our cons, and at the end we'll go through where we can get this ourselves. So let's go back up top then and give this an actual vaping. Okay then, guys, that was an up close and personal look at the Lost Vape Orion pod kit. So as I said in the up close and personal, mine was already filled with e-liquid, and the e-liquid that I have in this today is some Bubblegum Millions from Sussex Vapour. An absolutely outstanding juice, one of my favourites by far. It's definitely up there, a real must try, guys. I will leave links down in the description below where you can pick this up for yourself, as well as the discount code, which will take 10% off your 120 mils. Very, very nice liquid, one that I do highly recommend. So that's the one we're going to be using then. We have got this sat in the Lost Vape Orion pod. We are using the 0.25 ohm pod. We have got it at the maximum wattage, which is the red setting, and we have also got the airflow wide open. So without further ado then, guys, let's give this thing a vape. We'll do our pros and cons, and then at the end I will leave links down in the description of where you can pick this up for yourself. So let's get this vaped on then, shall we, and let's get this show on the road. So Lost Vape Orion, there we go. Absolutely fantastic. Now it does work just as well in mouth to lung, guys. You don't have to direct lung this thing. If we simply just go 1, 2, we can then put it to its lowest setting, and we can do quite a nice little subtle mouth to lung. And as you can see, guys, we are getting that flavour there. We are getting that vapour going on as well. We're getting a really nice draw. It's not an overly loud airflow system on this. It's got a whistle, but that's to be expected. It's only a small little airflow, so it's bound to have a little bit of a whistle. But we are getting a really nice draw from that airflow. I absolutely love it. The fact that we have got that airflow on there makes a whole lot of difference. I swear it down, it really does. The fact that the airflow is on that drip tip makes a whole lot of difference. So just going to put this back up into its full setting, so we're back in the top setting again. And what we're going to do is we're going to have one more vape, and then we're going to put it into replay, and we'll show you replay. So I really like that vape. I'm going to hold that button down. There you go. As you can see, we are now in replay, and we should get the exact same sort of draw that I've just received from this replay function. Yeah. Fantastic, absolutely love it. It's very simple to use, it's very user friendly. I absolutely love this thing, I really, really do. So let's move on to our pros and our cons then. We'll talk a bit about that, and then at the end I'll let you know where you can go and get this for yourself. So first pro on this, guys, is the overall build quality. Guys, it's Lost Vape. You're bound to get a really well made piece of kit if you are ordering something from Lost Vape, whether it be any of the products, to be honest. It's Lost Vape, so you are going to get real good build quality, and that really does show in abundance with this. The overall style is another big pro for me. I love the way this thing looks. It doesn't look like your average generic little pod like this, for example. This looks like any other pod kit on the market right now. I can probably name about 15 different pods that all look similar to this. There is not one out there that looks like this, not one. So the fact that it stands out like that, and it's very unique in its shape and its size and the way it looks, I've got to give it a pro. I really do like it. It's very flashy. It's very look at me. I use a pod kit and I like that. I really do like this pod, guys. Been over the moon using it. I really have. Again, another big pro, minimalistic branding. We have Orion and Lost Vape, and that's it for the branding. Love it when people do that. We don't need to have a lot of branding on the product, guys. We already know it was made by you. That's why we went out and bought it. So the fact that we have got very minimalistic branding on it, it's a pro for me. I like that. Again, I love the pod system that we have in here. Now, the pod itself, guys, holds 3 mil. 3 mil of e-liquid. Everywhere else you look, unlike your normal pods, you're looking what, 1.6, 1.5, 2 mil, something in that road. The fact that we can hold just under 3 mil on this, it's actually more around about 2.9 if I'm honest. But the fact that we can hold near 3 mil is a massive bonus, isn't it not? We've also got a very, very easy top fill section on this, which is also another big pro. If we've got, I know we're going back to this one again. If we go back to a normal generic little pod, you'll see most of them at the bottom have these little silly rubber grommets at the bottom, and we have to sit there, flap about, make a mess, and get ourselves covered in the liquid just trying to fill up the pod. Or you have to have a specific bottle to fill it up, say, something like that. So the fact that we can just simply unscrew that little nut at the top there and use our own size bottles of any sort, and we can fill that up with these without having to take the pod off the actual device. Again, a pro. I love that. I hate having to constantly mess with these types of pods where we have to get our hands all messy and e-liquid and make it really difficult just to fill up. So the fact that Lost Vape has just simply took that out of the equation and give us this nice little adjustable nut at the top, so where we can fill it from the top without having to remove the pod altogether, it's fantastic. Guys, any time you really need to remove this pod is when you need to change it. Brilliant. So I love that. I absolutely love that. Totally. It's probably one of another big pro for me. The next pro for this is the way these buttons feel. The buttons feel real good. Like, they feel real comfortable and they don't feel cheap at all. They feel really nice, like really well made. Again, that falls down to its build quality with Lost Vape. I like them buttons. I like how responsive that firing button is. The minute we fire the switch, we are vaping. And again, that's just very reminiscent because of the DNA board. I really, really like that. Again, with the mode itself is very simplistic. It's so easy to use. Any novice could use it. And the fact that it is allowing the novices as well to experience replay, which is another big pro, is brilliant. I know a lot of people who say, oh, I'd love to try use that replay, it looks really interesting, but when I go and get a DNA 250C, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Well, this is a very simple way of easily using replay. You just hold that button down, you don't have to do anything else, and replay starts working. So, yeah, I love how Lost Vape there has gone, we'll let the novices experience replay in its best functionality. So yeah, I love that. I mean, it's really, really nice, guys. It's really, really nice. I like the way this pod comes off as well. That switch there is a very nice, comfortable switch, and very quick and easy to remove your pod without any mess. So I like that as well. I like the way it locks all into place and it doesn't come away, and everything screams absolute positives for me, guys. There's absolutely a load of positives for this little device. I love how you can connect it to your eScribe and change out all the things inside. We can change our ramp up time, we can change the colour of the light, we can change our wattage range, we can change our timeout, we can change how long we're allowed to take a draw for, from say 5 seconds to 10 seconds. I love how you can customise all of that stuff. Again, it's Lost Vape, guys. It's got a DNA board, so it's a fully customisable little pod, and it's absolutely outstanding. It really, really, really is. Now, although this does have an absolute shit ton of pros for it, and I could probably waffle on all day long and tell you how real good this thing actually is, there are cons to it as well. Just to slow your brakes on a bit, because you're thinking to yourself here, well hang on, you've just mentioned a load of pros, this has got to be well worth the money. Well, there's where your cons come into it. There are a couple. Your first con, guys, is the fact that the box is shit. It's shit, it's shit, it's shit. Lost Vape, what were you doing, man? You still could have done a very fancy box for your very fancy pod. I don't know why you didn't do it, but the box itself, I really don't like it. It's a shitty, cheap, generic, horrible box, I don't like the way it came in that plastic little shelf. I think that's terrible. I think that's very cheap and tacky of Lost Vape. They really shouldn't have done that. I mean, come on, we're used to Lost Vape giving us these fancy, extravagant boxes, you know, felt lined inside, leather on the outside, maybe a bit of carbon fibre there, a secret switch that you need to do a 9-digit fucking code for. We're used to that. We're used to that. So why Lost Vape did you go back to something like that? It's just, I mean, and the colour of that as well is butt ugly. What made you choose mint green for your box? Yeah, not a fan of that. So that's a con for me. The packaging itself, because personally the way I see it, the reason why I'm giving this a con, and I don't think I'm alone. I don't think I'm alone. Most people who don't watch a lot of YouTube reviews in terms of vape reviews and things like that, when they do go down to the local market or the local vape shop and they want to go and buy something, they look at the box first, and if the box looks outstanding, well then the chances are they're going to buy it because the packaging looks so freaking fantastic. Why not buy it? That looks plain, boring and quite generic to me, so I think they've missed an opportunity there to sell this out as big as it should have been. To be fair, it's an absolutely outstanding, pretty little pod kit, guys, and it is an expensive pod kit at that, which will move us on to our next con in a moment. But yeah, the fact that they cheaped out on the packaging, that's probably... I wouldn't personally buy that, guys. I wouldn't. If I walked into a shop and I seen that box, I'd look at that and go, what's that? I wouldn't look at it twice. I really, really wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't even know it was a Lost Vape unless you looked at the top or the bottom of the box. If that stuck up on a shelf like that, do you know that's a Lost Vape product? Can you tell me that's Lost Vape? It just says Orion. Could be anything. Could be anything. And that really does annoy me a little bit. It's let me down a little bit in that sense. So that's a big con for me, because the box it's just not eye candy enough, is it? It's just so plain and generic. So the box is a big con for me. The actual packaging itself is pants. It's not nice. The next little con I do have for this is the life cycle of these pods. I've been vaping this now for roughly around 8 days, and they do say all over their website that they're good for 2 weeks, and then that's it. 2 weeks you're getting on one pod, according to them. Now, I will tell you now that that is a total crock of shit. You ain't getting 2 weeks from your pod. I've had this for 8 days, and I'm on my 8th day now, and the flavour is now just next to dropping off completely. I'm still getting the flavour at the moment, but you know when you know that it's due to just drop off any day now? That's kind of where I'm at, and I'm only at 8 days. So yeah, the fact that they tell me, and they say on their website, bold as brass, you will definitely get 2 weeks full life cycle out of that. 2 full weeks, full on flavour each and every single time you vape it. Yeah, it's a load of bollocks. It's a load of bollocks. I love the pod, don't get me wrong, guys, and I'm not dissing the pod in terms of don't go and buy it, because I really do hope you do go and get yourselves one. But yeah, the life cycle of the pod is not 2 weeks. It's roughly about 9 days, if you're lucky, 10 days tops. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm only using a 70/30 VGPG juice, guys, and you know, it's not a really overly sugary juice neither, and it's already starting to die, the pod. So yeah, the next little sort of con, if you will, that I have is the price. The price for this, guys, where I've looked so far, you're looking roughly around the same sort of price bracket, around about £69.99. £70, yeah, it's a stinger, isn't it? It stings, doesn't it? It stung me and all. £70 for a little pod with a shit box that you probably wouldn't even know why you're spending £70. So there you go, you know, shit box, 70 quid, would you buy it? You probably wouldn't, would you? But I'm telling you to do so, because inside that shit box is a really, really good pod. £70 is roughly around about what I've seen it for, around about £69.99. That's from eSig 1 and also from Steam Island as well. I will put links down in the description as always, guys, you know I will. But yeah, it's a nice little pod, don't get me wrong, I really do like it. It has got a lot more pros than cons, and I know most of the cons are just cosmetic because it's just a box, guys. But I do believe that if the box was flashy, just like the devices are, like the normal boxes are, then yeah, I think that would have sold out a lot faster than what it is doing now. But yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, I will put links down in the description below, as always, guys. So you can pick this up for yourself. I mean, I hope you do. And let me know in the comments below of what you think of the pod. Personally, I love it. I think it's a really, really sexy little pod kit. One that I have been thoroughly using. I've put everything else aside, my G-Class, my Squonker. They've all been put aside. I mean, I will be using the Squonker in a little while to do the juice review. But other than that, I've put it all aside. I've been using this non-stop. It has kept up with me in terms of the wicking as well, guys. And it does offer a 45-minute charging time. There's a lot of pros to it, guys. It goes on and on and on. The list does go on and on and on. We'll have another little vape, guys, and then I think I'm done for the day. Yeah, nice flavour, nice airflow, really sexy design, well made. It's a little bit dear, don't get me wrong, but it is worth the £70. It is really worth the £70. Now, I haven't got a clue at the moment how much the replacement pods are going to be, but as soon as I do find out, I will update the description below of where you can go and get them, and also the price of them replacement pods. So yeah, I will also do that as well. If you do get this though, guys, I do suggest you trying out the 0.25 pods before you try the 0.50. As I said, 2.5s are better. That's why you get two. That's why you get two. 2.5, the 0.25 pods are better than the 0.5. So I will leave links as always, like I said, down below. I'm just rambling on now, guys. So yeah, let's just call it a day. So until the next one, do it again.